Welcome to Critical Communication News. Today is Friday, the 14th of November. My name is Leilon Sadalvin. Today on CCN. FCC warns on emergency broadcasts. Aussies to simplify radio rules. Hackers hit consumer mobiles. U.S. cities save cash by sharing emergency network. An unauthorized message capable of triggering a national alert may still be queued in emergency equipment at U.S. broadcasters. The emergency alert system can interrupt TV and radio when the president wishes to address the people. But in October, an erroneous message was sent out, and thanks to a faulty date field, it could still be waiting for transmission. U.S. broadcasters are being asked to check their equipment, while the FCC has launched an investigation into the impact of the false message. Australia would like to simplify its radio licensing and is asking industry for feedback on proposed measures to consolidate existing rules. The government favors market forces as a driver towards efficient use of radio spectrum, but around the world, critical radios and television broadcasters have always enjoyed special exemptions on the grounds of public safety and the common good. The Australian Department of Communication will be collecting feedback on the proposals until December 2nd. Mobile phones from Apple, Samsung, LG, and Amazon all fell to hackers during the very first day of the Pawn-to-Own competition in Tokyo. The event, hosted by the HP-owned Zero-Day Initiative, offers prizes totaling almost $500,000 to those who can demonstrate insecurities on mobile equipment.
Pawn-to-Own is one of the largest hacking competitions in the world. We focused on demonstrating zero-day vulnerabilities in the latest browsers, web plugins, mobile applications, and focus on bringing out the greatest security research that's happening in the world. As companies start implementing BYOD and people start storing more information on their phone, it's important that we actually test all of the mitigations that are put in place to make sure that that information is as secure as possible.
Winners have to reveal details of their attacks, but the event demonstrates just how far consumer equipment has to go before it will be properly secured. 4 U.S. cities are teaming up to pay for a new emergency radio network. Bluff County will give Motorola Solutions $10.5 million for 1,200 radios. The cooperation should mean much better comms for emergency services. The deal should also save money and could set an example for the other communities across the country. And finally, British APCO's autumn event in Newcastle saw dozens of delegates discussing hot topics of UK emergency calls. Top of the agenda were calls for proper government action on the next generation 999 services. The other hot topic was increasing use of body-worn video cameras by police and other first responders. Emma Barr from Big Brother Watch reminded delegates of the need for joined-up thinking when rolling out such technology.
OK, we're joined by Emma Carr from Big Brother Watch. What are the main issues that a police force needs to deal with before it starts rolling out body-worn cameras?
I think they need to think about the privacy of both the police officer and of the public. They need to think about whether it's necessary to be recording in the first place, what sort of instances it is applicable to do that recording, and they also need to think about how they're going to securely hold on to that information, who's going to have access to it, both from the public perspective and from the police's perspective, and what audit processes are in place.
Is existing legislation around data protection and CCTV, is that enough to cover this new technology?
I think the Data Protection Act probably does need to be updated to fit a much more digital age. Certainly within the CCTV codes of practices which are applicable to body-worn cameras, they're still seeing it as emergent technology, and that clearly isn't good enough. That's something that Big Brother Watch has said to both the Information Commissioner and the Surveillance Camera Commissioner, and we need to have legislation that can keep up with the rate of technology, and that's just not what we have at the moment.
Delegates from several forces already using body-worn technology made clear they thought out the data protection issues before issuing cameras. Delegates in Newcastle were also worried about government indifference to the approaching end of the airwave contract for emergency radio and the pressing need to find a replacement. Some predict the coming election will further delay any real decisions on how the network will be replaced. That's all from us. Thanks for watching, have a great weekend, and we'll be back on Monday with more news.